Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia, chapter 169. And the chapter starts off with it was Mina breakdancing and Mineta, obviously pretty much stating the perverted obvious. Which I get that he's a pretty little teenage troll, that being a pretty little teenage troll is his thing, but there are times where I honestly say, then Mineta, please. Have some self-respect and some restraint, man. I mean, good God. Of course, what did make it funny again was when Kaminari recommended Maid Cafe for Class 1A's festival theme, and Mineta being Mineta threw the idea of a titty bar, which was followed by Sue tying him up in a small potato sack, and just that sequence of events just had me, like, busting. It just busted a gut laughing, like, this Mineta is so fucking unfiltered that it's they're with Mineta. It's weird. There are times where he's really fucking where he can be really annoying, and yet at the same time there are also moments where he's so fucking unfiltered that it's actually funny. So it's like, and I don't know how Horikoshi does it, but he manages to kind of balance out the annoying with by following up with something immediately funny. About Mineta, like, I don't know how he does it, but like, Mineta is definitely one of those characters where he's annoying, but he has his moments, and just him recommending a titty bar is like, that is so unfiltered. It's actually kind of funny, and yeah, and like I said, the whole sequence of events just with Mineta was basically funny as hell. Um, so and the chapter's title pretty much cements. Also, the chapter's title pretty much cements return to the norm for the My Hero Academia manga by focusing on this time it was a UA sports festival in the beginning, but now it's a UA cultural festival. And well, it may sound boring on the surface. I'm sure this is gonna make a lot of people in a way happy, because the internship arc did kind of get panned big time for one reason or another. To be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure out why it got so panned. I mean, I liked it fine enough, but maybe I'm in the minority. But anyway, with this chapter, we kind of return to the core of what made the manga popular when it first was in the first, like, I'd say I'd say 100 or so chapters, maybe something like that. And in a what's really interesting about what's so interesting about pretty much this whole return to the norm for the manga is that I feel, in a way, Horikoshi is almost a little self-aware of the fact of the internship arc not going over too well himself, as several speech bubbles throughout this chapter even openly acknowledged the students' excitement at doing school stuff again. So yeah, it was fun. It was almost, I almost feel that Horikoshi is kind of is basically telling us that yeah, even he's aware that. I feel that I feel that, as weird as it sounds, and I'm probably overthinking it a lot. I do feel those speech bubbles of the students saying, "Yeah, we're doing school stuff again," is basically Horikoshi's way of telling the audience that, yes, I'm telling us as the readers that, yes, I'm well aware that the internship had many issues and many flaws, but here I'm kind of I'm hoping to return to what in order what My Hero Academia was best at. So yeah, it almost feels like that's a bit of self awareness on Horikoshi's part, but yeah. Um, and also Aizawa's words about the year's about this year's festival being different from other years. Like, we pretty much, I think he gave it, like I said, I think he gave us the exact same tease. It was during this beginning of the sports festival arc, and now he's giving it during this cultural festival arc. So I get the feeling we're gonna be in for something that is gonna be on, like, I don't know if it's gonna be as exciting, but it's gonna be on that level of the sports festival arc, or almost as entertaining as the sports festival arc anyway. So yeah, this culture festival, I got a feeling it's going to be some pretty hype shit going forward. But yeah, and I what I really like is what I really liked in this chapter is the idea Class 1A came up with of putting on a concert, because now because it even opened with them with even the class themselves were putting or kind of turning to Jiro with her being the musical expert. But with this, I really like it because it's going to be putting focus on characters that haven't gotten that much focus yet, and in this case, it's Jiro and quite possibly Mina as well, who, of course, as we of course see your breakdancing, which of when you look at that beginning panel and then you look at where this whole chapter was leading, this whole chapter ended up leading into, it really makes sense that both Jiro and Mina would probably be like the main head honchos in charge of this event and whatnot, and who, but yeah, it's probably going to be them organizing the event, and honestly, just the whole idea of a concert, as weird as it sounds, it kind of brings me back to my college years of of putting on a of where me and my college buddies organized a very small bar where me and my group for during our where me and my group for it was our promotions class where we ended up organizing a small bar concert. And like honestly, if you know anything about concerts and if you know anything about organizing concerts and dance parties or just parties in general like I do, then you know that those aren't the type of events that are easy to organize only by a single person or even two people alone. It has to be done by every it has to be like the organization of an event like this has to be done by a large group of people. It can't just be one person. I learned that the hard way. I won't get into details, but yeah, I did learn that the hard way. And so in a way, this whole concert it serves as a medium. It serves as a medium for almost everyone in the class in order to serve a role in this arc. Some I won't lie. I think that some roles in in the organization of this event are probably going to be a little more will still be a little more minimal than others. But overall, I think the main purpose of what Horikoshi's doing with this whole concert now is that he's attempting in order to in order to again rectify the mistake he made with the internship arc and put not so much focus on Izuku now. He's putting focus on everyone in the class, which honestly, like I think the biggest strength of My Hero Academia is basically is when we pretty much focus on on pretty much as many of the main cast in the UA class as possible. Like I feel that's pretty much where My Hero Academia shines. I will admit there are definitely those anime that have done that whole class thing a little better, like Assassination Classroom. But I feel that Horikoshi is now trying to put as much focus on the other characters here, and I'll like yeah I can as much Twilight on the other characters, and I can respect that. And so yeah they're putting on a dance party. So yeah, just uh just do me a favor, Horikoshi, and don't put. But I do got one thing to say about this whole thing about this whole organization thing. Uh, Horikoshi, don't know if you're listening to this, don't know if you'll care, but please don't put Mineta in charge of anything having to do with the admissions or VIP or whatever, or the VIP lounge or whatever, like anything having to do with ticket sales or anything like that, or just getting people there because let's face facts, he would turn that whole concert into pretty much into his own Mile High Club. I know people I know people. Let's face facts. He would in fact do that. He would turn the whole freaking concert into his own Mile High Club, and he wouldn't like. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm worried about what. Yeah, I'm almost worried about the comedic antics Mineta's going to get into with this idea. Now, no, of course, like most shonen, this arc is going to need an obstacle or antagonist, and I think we got a glimpse of who that might be in the last page, and I don't want to make any assumptions because I have been so wrong on so many levels before. I was wrong with Aoyama. I was wrong with so many other theories right now, but. And I like I said, I don't want to make any assumptions because I have been wrong before in these cases. But To me, that last panel was hinting at one of two things to me, or at least, or maybe both of these things. The first is that it is going to be the first is that the image of that guy with the scarf on. I almost wonder if he is going to be the new, if he's going to be the new villain. That's the new villain or the new antagonist for this arc in general, which I wouldn't, which honestly is designed. It looks like something out of, it looks like something out of, it looks like something, it looks like Horikoshi ripped off Katakuri or something like that a bit, but he does still kind of look like his own thing, I guess. But yeah, that my first guess is that is the new antagonist. But the second thing we could also take from this is, well, I can't say for sure whether or not this new that Horikoshi is hinting at that person on the screen being the spy. I think we may have at the very least caught a glimpse as to the possibility of how basically of how the individual who is the spy is pretty much is working throughout UA and doing what he's doing, like, and you know, if that is the method in which the spy is getting through UA and getting this information, it would really make sense because of course just like any school, just like any school, it's gonna have computers, and computers, unfortunately, in this day and age, they're pretty damn easy to hack. In this day and age, computers are pretty damn easy to hack, and it is hacking is just another way of spying on the competition and whatnot and getting information. So yeah, I think. I'm sure. Well, I think it is one of those things where we could easily dismiss the person on the screen being the spy. I don't think we can easily dismiss the possibility of how the spy is doing his work and getting information out of UA. So yeah, or honestly, maybe it could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and maybe this guy is the spy, and he has a quirk that actually allows him to move through that allows him to move through electronics and computers. So yeah, but I think for argument's sake, what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna, with this whole revelation, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go with column A and pretty much say that he of course is the new villain, that he's the new villain. But but I'm not gonna so easily dismiss the whole idea of this being of the idea of how the spy's getting around, of course, either. So but yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.